And now they've got equine here too.
Yeah, but like what traits do you breed for there? Because
Well, they're not breeding, they're just running a therapeutic riding, they're not breeding for any traits. The thing that I want to talk about is in any animal, dog, cow, horse, this is an example of breeding for an extreme appearance trait. I don't know how anyone can think that's pretty, or I don't see how anybody thinks that's wonderful. It's not functional, okay?
Which species of animals do you believe are being bred way too far?
Well, that right there, dog, and that right there is and then there's a horse there, and then we've got some dairy cattle where they're breeding so much for milk production, they're having trouble with reproduction, that the fat store is so low that they won't reproduce. See, the thing is, people don't know where to stop on some of this stuff. And you overselect, going to be an appearance trait like that, for a production trait that can be meat or milk, or a performance trait like racing. And the horses are breaking bones on perfectly good, nice tracks. The thing that's difficult for people to realize is what's optimal. You know, if you back off a little bit on the milk production, then the dairy cow lasts for 4 years instead of 2 years. Because it takes you 2 years to grow the heifer up to a cow, and then you throw her away after 2 years. I don't think they've even done their cost analysis right. When you look at all the work it takes to produce it takes you 2 years to produce a dairy cow. It might be more economic to keep her for 4 years. I don't think a lot of these farms actually know where all the costs are at. I used to do costing and construction, and there's a lot of added costs that people don't put in.
As far as time-wise for today, I know that we want to have people have a chance to have these sides.
Okay.
I wanted to maybe this question to wrap things up, because we have a lot of the staff from Saul who are here, a lot of the teachers from both the academic and academic side. Can you tell us something about teachers that were the most...
All right, let's talk about teachers. I had some excellent teachers. Let's start with my third grade teacher, Mrs. Deach. She was the head teacher of my elementary school, and one of the things she did is she explained to the other children that I had a handicap, but it wasn't visible like a wheelchair, and that they needed to help me, and now it's called peer-mediated intervention. And she was really influential. And then I had, of course, my mother always stretching me, always pushing me. It was Mr. Carlock, my science teacher. I got thrown out in 9th grade for fighting. I was not interested in any of the normal girl things. And I threw a book at a girl who called me a retard. So I ended up going to a special boarding school for kids with problems. For the first 3 years, I ran their horse farm. My mother wasn't too thrilled about not studying. And Mr. Patey, the headmaster, said, let her get to her adolescence. But I learned how to work. But one thing they would not allow is for me to become a recluse in my room. I had to attend meals, I had to attend classes, and when I didn't want to attend movie night, they made me the projectionist. No recluses in the room. So my science teacher came on the scene, Mr. Carlock, and he was shown really nicely in the movie, and he gave me interesting projects. I worked on those optical illusion things. And then that got me motivated to study, because now studying was a pathway to a goal. Really, really, really important. It was now a pathway to a goal. Super important. So I had some excellent teachers, and I had good teachers in my small college I went to. I'd recommend for a lot of students, do the community college. I didn't realize what a good education I got at Franklin Pierce College, which was a little startup school that wasn't even accredited when I first went there. And I didn't realize how good it was to go to that small school until I got to Arizona State for my master's. And I watched the students signing up these big, horrible 500-student math classes and English classes. I would have been completely lost. Now, once you get to be a junior or senior in the big university, the class size becomes reasonable. But for a lot of students, I think that needs to just be avoided. You've got free community college here. I'd make sure that you take the classes that are going to transfer, get all the boring intro stuff out of the way, then you can go to the big university. Now, good teachers made such a difference. And with the skilled tradespeople that I worked with, they were the boys that were piles of trouble. The shop teacher turned them around. Anyway, one guy, I worked with a guy, I talked to guys last year, he does oil rigs and high steel, real high-end steel work. He was the oppositional, defiant, totally bad kid, got turned around by the shop teacher. And he said the anger just went away. He had self-esteem to being really good at steel work, and that was appreciated. And then there's other, most students go to a lawyer or some other thing. The good thing about some of the skilled trade stuff, and I'm not talking about framing and sheetrock, that's grunt work, is that these high-end skilled trade jobs are not going to go away. Computers are not going to replace these jobs.
I think we have a couple of students that want to present something.
Okay, fine.
Be organized.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
On behalf of Philadelphia FFA, we wanted to reward you with this.
Okay, well, thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
coming.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'll have to put this on my shirt. Yeah, I have to put this, like I had, and in the movie, I had those cattle pins that I used like rank. I actually had those. And I'm seeing too many kids today where autism advocacy is the thing they want to do first. When I was in my 20s, I wanted to do cattle first. And I think that's important. Career gives me a sense of identity. Looking back at a lot of the things that I've designed and I've done. Autism is an important part of who I am. And I wouldn't want to change because I like the logical way I think. But it's secondary to the to career things that I've done. Now, one other thing I had to do in my career that was lucky, I picked out a highly specialized area, not very much competition in it, and I made myself extremely good at what I did in designing. And I didn't learn it overnight. I spent 3 years learning it. I went to every feed yard in Arizona and I worked cattle. Then I started to see what designs work, what designs don't work. So there were some curved for shoots that were already there, but some of them were laid out really badly. But finding it, when you're different, find something where you can be specialized in a skill other people want. It's not going to go away. Then I had another skill, hand-painted signs. They went away. That was kind of sad. I went to the carnival, no more hand-painted signs.
Thank you so much, Dr. Grandin, for giving us all of your wonderful, wonderful insights. We
Okay,
totally
well, thank you.
appreciate
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Be sitting at that outside table signing some books. I know that some of you brought your books today for her to sign, and she's more than willing to sign books, take some pictures, and then some students are going to be taking her on tour of the farm.
The farm, yes.
Yep, yep. So anyone who's interested can move to the back with your books. We have Sharpies.